Okay, for the next part, we're gonna be reading our textbook. Of course, obviously, we do not have our textbooks, but there is an online source that I managed to acquire. We're gonna be using that to document our notes. So, if you have your Teams open, what you're gonna do again, follow along, press pause as you go through this video. You gotta open up, go to Unit 5, Lesson 2. You're gonna click on Files, and the two documents you're gonna be using for this part is 7.1 note taking and 7.1 reading. So, um, what if again, if you have access to your printer, please print this out, 7.1 note taking. If you don't have access to your printer, what I recommend is documenting your notes on paper. So it's the same file, just the file that you're gonna open up where you're gonna take your notes. It's a simple concept. You're gonna have at the center the main component, like what you're gonna be reading about, and you have one of your notes already given to you. You have three boxes around that you're gonna have for this part of your notes that you're gonna have there, and then you're gonna write the most important things that supports the main idea, which is at the center. Okay. All right. Going back to our reading. I'm gonna read the notes aloud, the reading aloud. Please feel free to follow along, or you can go through this reading on your own. I will give you a hint that there will be a question on your exit ticket based on this reading. Um, okay, so it's not loading. Let me just open it from my files that I have here. It is open. Sorry about that. All right, so you should have a map of Africa on the left side. So I cut that file in two. So use this rating. I highly recommend you go to this on your own. Referring back to this, you need to know a little bit of the landforms of Africa. Okay. All right, so I'm going to begin the reading. All right, main idea. Sub-Saharan Africa is divided into four parts, each with the very geographic features. Sub-Saharan Africa lies south of the Sahara Desert. The region extends from Senegal in Western Africa to Ethiopia and Somalia in Eastern Africa, and southward to the tip of the continent. Sub-Saharan Africa includes the island nations of Madagascar. The next part, Africa's continental drift. As you have learned, the continents once belonged to one supercontinent called Pangaea. The movement of Earth's tectonic plates caused its continents to drift apart, and Africa became a separate continent. Plate tectonics also caused the formation of certain physical features on the African continent. Lakes, basins, and valleys were all formed at the plates. A basin is a region drained by a river system, landforms, and water. Sub-Saharan Africa is divided into four parts: West, Central, East, and South. West Africa includes savannas and much of the Sahel. The Sahel is a senior grassland that separates the Sahara in the north from the tropical grasslands or savannas in the south in the Sahel. One climate gradually changes to another. Parts of the Sahel, for example, are changed to desert. This process is called desertification. This means there is less fertile land to grow food. Desertification is caused by the factors including climate change and overpopulation. Central Africa's primary landform is rainforest, especially in the Congo Basin. In East Africa, rift valleys, deep valleys that formed when Earth's crust separated and broke apart, stretch from the Red Sea southward through the Mozambique. Southern Africa features great plateaus and other major desert, the Kalahari. The Kalahari has limited surface water but supports a variety of plants and wildlife. Access to fresh water is an issue for sub-Saharan Africa due to limited water resources and poor sanitation. The situation is improving, however. For example, between 1990 and 2010, the percentage of people in the Namib with the access to certain water increased from 57% to 93% as the government and individual communities began working together to solve the problem. Okay, now that we finished the reading, make sure again that you document on your notes three things that are very important to support the main idea. Again, if you feel like that I'll rush through this, you can go through this on your own, go through the text, and again, you're gonna see some, at least two questions based on this reading. Okay. We'll be transitioning to the next part of the lesson.